Well, I screwed up. Yep. So I happen to live on the exact line of the time zones between Eastern time and Central time, and well, I forgotten about the time change, and then I remembered, and then I was like, oh crap, there's an hour time difference. I better get going. Except for usually I'm going from Central Time to Eastern Time. This time I was going from Eastern Time to Central Time. So I got here 2 hours early for my appointment. And, well, I guess that gives me time to make a video and talk about late stage capitalism. Yay! My loss is your gain. So, anyway, I want to talk about this, and I've been thinking about this for a minute. Um, the economy, the economy. Um, so, as people know, the cost of goods is going up. The wages of workers is stagnating, and we're not going to be able to fix it. And here's why. So, like, we got these economists, whatever, the Federal Reserve raising interest rates. Basically, what they're doing is they're trying to tank the economy. They want to have a recession, which is ridiculous considering we're already in a depression. So they want to have a recession in a depression. Basically, what they're doing is they're trying to cut the legs off of labor, to try to stop people from demanding, uh, actual pay that manages to cover any of our costs in life. But that's not going to happen because we're already at the bottom. We can't go. We can't. We have no legs. They're trying to cut the legs off. The legs have been cut off decades ago. Um, you know, yeah, they're just hacking away at our torso now, and it's not going to work. It's not going to fix anything because it's not going to make the cost of goods go down because there's only certain things that cause the cost of goods to go down, and that is the basically innovation. Yeah, right. So under the way actual free market capitalism is supposed to work, we have increase of the cost of production goes down, the increase of production goes up, prices go down, so on and so forth. But we don't live in a free market. We live in a tightly controlled uh, form of capitalism in which big businesses, lobby the government to make laws to stop people from starting small businesses, which is what actually brings the prices down. When somebody says, "Hey, I can do better," when someone says, "Hey, I can make that for cheaper," that's the kind of innovation that brings down prices. And corporations have exhausted the technology pool as far as bringing prices down. They're not making any new discoveries of natural resources. We pretty much know where everything on Earth is, to the point where people are now going into outer space to find new resources because there are no new resources on planet Earth. We know where everything is. We've literally mapped out the entire planet from top to bottom, and you can pop open Google Earth and see that. Um, so, so we're not finding any new sources of raw goods, raw resources. Um, we can't innovate any technology that increases efficiency. Um, and so the only thing that these corporations have left to do is to increase prices. That's the only way, because they have to continually make these gains, these profits, because we have this thing called the stock market. And if they're not increasing their profits and paying out dividends to their shareholders, then that's it. Then the company disappears. So they're just going to keep raising prices. They don't care. They don't care. They don't care about what people can afford to pay and what the economy is and all this other stuff. They just need to, the only way we're ever going to fix this cost of goods, there's only one thing we can do, and that's just stop buying stuff. Y'all out there need to just stop buying stuff and say, no, I'm not going to get the new whatever. I'm not going to pay $3-4 a pound for chicken and $20 a pound for beef. Can't do it. That's why I'm starting a farm, because I'm sick of paying for all this stuff and all this price gouging. And with a stagnated wage, I mean, I get paid pretty darn good. I wouldn't say great, but pretty darn good for where I live. And but I mean, I'm saving money on mortgage. That's the only thing that's keeping me afloat, is the fact that my mortgage is so low, because I bought raw land and am building my own house with my own two hands. If I was to own a house, even in the middle of nowhere where I live, and was paying an actual mortgage on it, I mean, I could barely survive. I could barely survive. And, I've got help from family and all this. That's the only thing keeping me going. Elsewise, I probably just live in my car on the streets in California or something, in Los Angeles, because, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. And a lot of young people are doing that. They're living in their cars and they're saying no to society, and that's all you can do. That's the only thing that can get us out of this mess, is if people start saying no, we're not going to do it anymore. Can't do it anymore. It's not, the juice is not worth the squeeze, as they say. And that just doesn't come down to intimate relationships, as I know in the red pill community, manosphere and all that. It's a common saying when it comes to dating, but it just applies to all society. It really is. Make friends with your neighbors, figure out ways to trade amongst yourselves, grow food, grow food in your backyard while it's still legal. They're already trying to stop people from doing that. It's just the lobbying is ridiculous. The things that these companies are getting away with, but they're only getting away with it because you're letting them. You, the American people, are letting this happen. And if you're not doing everything in your power to stop it, it's not going to stop. It's just going to keep getting worse and getting worse. So you need to start thinking about what it is that you're going to do about it. Because if you're sitting around waiting for the government or somebody to take care of these problems for you, it's not going to happen. The government doesn't work for you. The government works for the businesses. That's who's paying the people in the government to do things, not you. They have no loyalty to you. They're just like everybody else. They follow the paper. Wherever the paper comes from, that's who they're loyal to. So you need to start thinking about it. And what are you going to do? You need to stop participating. Because if you don't, this great experiment will soon be over.